We understand that the broader theme for Alder is consumption, and you also explained how you funneled out the Super 70 from the BSE 500. But is there a negative list? Are there any red flags that make you drop coverage on a certain company? Is there even a negative list of company management or group of companies?
The first filtering process, as you said, is filtering the entire universe to what we want to do, which is B2C. The second filtering process is what you said is a negative list where we build. Now, there are two main criteria where we evaluate businesses and where we put them on a no-go list, right? The first one being is where we have governance issues, where the owner has got more incentives to seek incentives inappropriately, because he barely owns 5% of the business today, right? And that becomes a big problem for us, because that leads to misappropriation and all sorts of misallocations. Similarly, there are businesses which are complex, right, in nature, and the management doesn't have time to dedicate onto one single line of business where we might have been invested, and there's so much of time and effort which goes into so many other businesses. We are not keen on it then. At the same time, sometimes managers reward themselves excessively, right? There are cases, classic cases like Sun TV, where the returns that the management takes for as salaries are a significant portion of the profit before tax, right? And we typically don't like this misalignment, because if you are doing a serious job, right, like maybe let's say Tim Cook does, or let's say Elon Musk does, right, you might as well gain out of it from the market cap. Why do you need to incentivize yourself from the profits of the business, right? And if you're seeking profits, be just about it, not being disproportionate about it vis-a-vis the markets. So that's one where we worry about governance, where there are a lot of other issues on governance that we can talk about, but we are very careful about this. Once it goes into the no-go side, it takes a lot for it to come back. The other aspect where we have a definite negative list is sometimes the industry structure itself is not sensible, right? There's high competitive rivalry because of various competitors, which doesn't allow operators, companies within that sector to make reasonable economic returns, right? For instance, aviation is a classic example where you might have multiple entries and exits, and airline companies don't generate those kind of returns. Globally, it is proven. Right, there might be one or two companies which do extremely well for whatever reason, but to say that they will systematically create value over long run is a question mark. So there are industries which are sunset industries, where when we buy a business, like I told you, we are doing a 10-year analysis, and then suddenly you realize that you bought this business, but on the 10th year, I don't know whether it will exist or not. That's a problem, because investors who are seeing forward are not going to pay an astronomical price for an industry which might not survive in the next 10 years. A classic example is where industry has become a problem is the lubricant industry, where Castrol was once upon a time touted as one of the great companies to actually buy and hold. Today it quotes at a dividend yield and a mid-teen valuations, well lower than the market PE also, right? There is a cable industry, which is a sunset industry, right? Why would you want to own a cable industry when everything is going to go satellite communications very soon, right? And Facebooks and the world and Bharti are doing it, right? And you would get it on your phone directly. Why would you want to go to cables? And there's another one where we see industries which have got very high regulatory friction. Alcoholic beverages industry, tobacco industry, where the prices keep rising, but who benefits out of it? The government. The company doesn't benefit out of it, because the net price that the company realizes per unit more or less remains the same. The growth is like stunted, and the customer pays a higher price. If the customer continues to pay a higher price, how is he going to consume more? And these are sin categories at the end of the day. So there are various places where we put a negative list. Not everything that we seek in consumer businesses is gold, but we just got to be careful about what we select.
Primarily, if there is a problem in governance, or if there is a problem in industry structure, it simply pops up on the negative list radar of Alder Capital.